Joel Embiid won his first MVP award last season, after finishing in second place the 2 years before that. It was a great achievement, but some questioned whether he really deserved it over Jokic and Giannis, or rather it had become narrative-based. I'd say he deserved it, but this year he's not leaving it up to a debate. When his point guard from last year, James Harden, asked for a trade and was granted it after a lot of drama, many questioned whether Embiid would be able to be as productive as he was last year without Harden's help. Those people couldn't have been more wrong. This season, Joel Embiid is averaging 35 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 blocks per game. All of those numbers are just absolutely ridiculous, and it's hard to believe the numbers have been this good. Currently, it would rank as the 10th highest points per game for a season in NBA history, and the 3rd highest in the past 50 years, trailing only Jordan in '87, Harden in 2019, and Kobe in 2006. He has shown a ton of development as a playmaker, averaging 2 more assists per game than last season, and coach Nick Nurse runs a ton of offense through him. He's currently 1st in points per game this season, 5th in rebounds, tied for 18th in assists, and 9th in blocks. It's one of the most dominant all-around seasons the league has ever seen, and he's been borderline unstoppable. The question of whether or not he'll win his 2nd straight MVP is if he'll play enough games to meet the NBA's new 65-game threshold, because the play on the court isn't even close. Looking at some deeper analytics, Embiid's player efficiency rating of 34.4 this season is the highest in NBA history, joined in the top 10 by guys like Jokic, Giannis, LeBron, Jordan, and Wilt Chamberlain. He also has the 14th highest win shares per 48 of any player for a single season. The craziest part about a lot of what he's doing is that it often happens in just 3 quarters, as Philly is up by so much he doesn't have to play the 4th. The team is 23-6 in games with Embiid this season, which is on pace for about 65 wins. I know a lot of people say that Giannis is the most purely dominant player since Shaq, but it might just be Embiid. He feels utterly unstoppable in one-on-one scenarios. I know a lot of people don't really like the free throw stuff, but I don't really care. I don't think it takes away from how special he is, even though it might not be super fun to watch. But right now, Joel Embiid is having one of the greatest seasons of all time. Now let's take a deeper look at his duel with Nikola Jokic on Tuesday. Before we get into the insane season by the superstar in Philadelphia, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Ahead of Tuesday night's clash between the Philadelphia 76ers and the reigning champions, the Denver Nuggets, Sixers coach Nick Nurse was questioned about the anticipated head-to-head matchup between the top 2 contenders in the last 3 MVP races, 76ers center Joel Embiid and Nuggets counterpart Nikola Jokic. The card tonight is more than just the big heavyweight matchup, Nurse said with a smile. There's a little bit more going on. While that statement is likely true, the 2-star big men surpassed expectations on the main stage. It was Joel Embiid who delivered the knockout blow. Ending the game with 41 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, he outshone Nikola Jokic, who recorded 24 points, 19 rebounds, including 11 offensive boards, and 3 assists. The pivotal moment came in the 4th quarter when Embiid scored 10 consecutive points, ultimately securing a 126-101 victory. I think we finally got some stops defensively, Embiid said after the game. We knew that, especially at halftime after both teams gave up 78 points. We just knew that the first team to get some stops were going to have a good chance of winning the game, and we were that team. Before his outstanding performance with 41 points and 10 rebounds against the Rockets on Monday, Joel Embiid had been sidelined for 3 consecutive games due to knee soreness and missed 7 of Philly's last 9 games, dealing with both knee soreness and a sprained ankle. However, in the matchup against Denver on Tuesday, he was notably absent from the injury report. Embiid's remarkable streak of at least 30 points and 10 rebounds in 16 consecutive games came to an end, tying him with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the longest such streak by anyone not named Wilt Chamberlain. Nevertheless, this fact didn't diminish his impact in the game, especially during the closing minutes. Starting the fourth quarter trailing by 5, the Sixers managed to level the score when Embiid and Jokic re-entered the game with 7:28 remaining. Subsequently, after Jokic and Maxey exchanged baskets, Embiid took charge by scoring 10 straight points, securing a lead that Philly would not surrender. His plays included a Euro-step layup around Jokic, an and-one jumper, a successful 3, and another well-executed jumper. This was a game that went down to the wire, Nuggets head coach Michael Malone said. "We came up short. Joel is a hell of a talent." The game's thrilling finale was a fitting end to an incredibly entertaining game, where both teams amassed 78 points in the first half. Defense, for significant stretches, seemed almost optional. According to ESPN Stats and Info, the combined 156 first-half points set a record for the most in a tied game in the shot clock era. Above all, the highly anticipated showdown between two of the league's top players more than lived up to its hype. Joel Embiid achieved a significant milestone by becoming the first opposing center this season to surpass Jokic in both points and assists in a game. The only other player to accomplish this feat in the past 2 years was Houston Rockets big man Alperen Sengun on April 4th of 2023. "Those are probably the two best players of our generation," Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. said after the game. Such a performance instills confidence in the Sixers, affirming their ability to contend with the league's top teams. With a record of 23-6 when Joel Embiid is in uniform this season, they have now added victories against both Boston and Denver to their impressive resume. When Embiid is on the floor, anything is possible, and his play this season ranks among the greatest of all time. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.